Welcome. In this video, Zbcn coin is opening in Europe will happen now. We will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand.
But first, let's analyze Zbcn.
Considering the current price movements observed on the chart, one of the most notable technical structures catching investors' attention is the clearly formed ascending trend line. Generally, this structure is interpreted very positively by market participants, as the price making higher lows indicates that buying pressure remains strong and that investor expectations for an upward move are still intact. In particular, when the price bounces upward after touching this trend line, it clearly shows that the market recognizes this level as a support zone and that significant buy orders are coming in at that area. These types of technical structures are a reflection of investor psychology and directly impact market dynamics. An ascending trend line is often a key indicator in technical analysis that the market is being led by bulls in a scenario where confidence and momentum are present. As long as the price remains above this line, the general direction is considered to be upward. Therefore, each time the price approaches or touches this trend line, the likelihood of buyers stepping in increases. This area often acts as a strong demand zone, and investors view these levels as buying opportunities. Large players and algorithmic trading systems in particular treat such trend lines as important triggering signals. If the price has recently tested this ascending trend line and has initiated an upward movement, this is a highly positive development. Technically, this not only confirms that the trend line serves as a strong support level, but also indicates that market expectations for further upside remain intact. Such reactions often mark the beginning of an upward move that could extend to the next resistance level. Especially when high-volume candlesticks align with these trendline-based moves, they demonstrate how strong the market is at those levels. This, in turn, helps investors make more confident buying decisions. Furthermore, the preservation of this ascending trend line is not only critical for short-term sentiment, but also for maintaining the medium and long-term upward trend. As long as the price remains above this line, the broader market structure is seen as positive. A bounce from this level also brings the potential for new highs. In this context, the psychological structure of the market aligns with the technical analysis, strengthening the possibility of continued upward price movement. During this process, investors should pay close attention to the price's distance from the trend line, the strength of the reaction from this area, and the volume during the bounce. These factors help determine how significant the market considers this trend line to be. If each touch to the trend line results in a stronger upward response and higher highs, it signals that the bullish momentum is gaining strength. As a result, investors can monitor such behavior to adjust their strategies accordingly. In the cryptocurrency markets especially, trend lines like these play a very important role. Due to the high volatility in these markets, clear technical structures can directly influence investor behavior. Therefore, the upward movements following touches to the ascending trend line contribute positively to market sentiment, not only technically, but also psychologically. These structures that build trust in the market can encourage new investor entry and increase volume. At this point, it is crucial that the price does not break below the trend line. If such a break occurs, the current bullish structure could be disrupted, and a short-term correction or trend reversal could take place. However, if no such break is evident and the price continues to hold above the line, then the upward expectation remains technically valid. Additionally, if the support levels created by this line have been tested historically, they are seen as even stronger and more reliable. In conclusion, the presence of an ascending trend line and the price continuing to hold above it boosts investor confidence and often leads to movement toward higher price targets. The preservation of this structure serves as an important signal for investors, and planning buying strategies based on these support levels can result in healthier risk management. As one of the cornerstones of technical analysis, trend lines like this provide insight into the direction of price movement while also reflecting market psychology, placing them at the intersection of both technical and emotional investor behavior. This highlights why ascending trend lines hold such critical importance in market analysis. But we can't make decisions based on trends alone. Let's also take a look at other metrics. Stay tuned. The current structure observed on the chart shows that the price is positioned just below a key resistance level that has been tested multiple times before but has not been broken. This type of setup is generally considered a signal of a potential breakout in technical analysis. The more a price tests a certain level without breaking through, the more it is believed that the supply at that level is gradually weakening. Resistance levels are typically areas with strong selling pressure. However, as this pressure weakens over time, meaning sellers begin to run out and buyers gain strength, the probability of a breakout increases. When the price pulls back after testing a resistance level several times, it signals a significant supply wall at that point. However, with each new attempt, the likelihood of a breakout rises as more buyers enter the market and sellers decrease. Especially when each return to the resistance level results in higher lows, it indicates optimism among market participants and expectations for an upward move. This can also result in the formation of a pattern similar to an ascending triangle, which is generally viewed as a bullish signal. The consolidation phase just below resistance may also represent a quiet period, indicating that market uncertainty is about to end. In other words, the price may be gathering strength. When the price remains confined within a narrow range for a prolonged period, it typically leads to a sharp movement afterward. If that movement results in a breakout above resistance, a strong rally supported by volume may follow. Such breakouts are seen as buying opportunities by technical traders and trigger buy orders. Additionally, in resistance breakouts, traders known as breakout traders often become active. This group prefers to buy when the price breaks above a certain level, which helps the price gain upward momentum. Therefore, if a breakout occurs in the current setup, it could signify not only a short-term rally, but also the beginning of a medium-term uptrend. Furthermore, once a resistance level is broken, that area often turns into a support. So if the price pulls back, the previously unbroken level now serves as a buying zone. This is known as a role reversal in technical analysis and is considered a reliable signal. Therefore, holding above the broken resistance is crucial for continued upward movement. Volume is a critical factor in such resistance breakouts. If the price breaks through this level with high trading volume, it increases the breakout's credibility. Low volume breakouts, on the other hand, can sometimes result in what is known as a false breakout. However, in the current situation, the price's frequent approach to the resistance area and increased upward pressure enhance the probability of a breakout supported by volume. Psychological factors can also heighten the importance of this resistance level. If this level has previously served as a peak and is widely watched by investors, it becomes a psychological barrier as well as a technical one. Breaking above this level positively affects investor sentiment and leads market participants to become more inclined to buy, which in turn can trigger a chain reaction of accelerating price increases. Also, a prolonged sideways movement just below resistance can signal strong consolidation in the market. These sideways patterns often provide a healthier foundation than sudden spikes. During consolidation, the price balances supply and demand, and when this balance breaks to the upside, the resulting rally is more sustainable. This suggests a more stable and structurally sound price discovery process from both a technical and market perspective. This kind of breakout can also attract the attention of large players, such as institutional investors or so-called whales. These players often wait for significant levels to break before entering. Once the breakout occurs, they may make substantial purchases, further fueling the rally. This is why post-breakout price movements often happen quickly and with high volume. After breaking above this resistance, the price enters untested, new territory. In these areas, since there hasn't been historical selling pressure, the price can rise rapidly. These zones are referred to as price discovery areas, where it becomes difficult to predict how far the price might go, as it has never traded there before. In conclusion, the current price movement is occurring just below a significant resistance level that has been tested multiple times without being broken. However, the frequency of these tests suggests that selling pressure in this area is decreasing. If the price manages to break through this resistance with strong volume, it could trigger a substantial upward move from a technical standpoint. Such breakouts are viewed by market participants as strong buy signals and lead to increased buying pressure. All these dynamics suggest that the market is setting the stage for a significant price surge.
This tweet shared on Zebec's official X page clearly shows that the project has moved beyond being just a cryptocurrency and is now participating in major global political and technological discussions. This kind of statement is not merely a promotional or marketing move. It should also be seen as a clear indicator of Zebec's vision and long-term strategy. Looking at the content of the tweet, it states that 2 representatives from the Zebec team, Simon and Neil, were invited to the UK Parliament. The invitation came from Baroness Susan Kramer, a prominent political figure. The event took place as part of the UK's Whistleblowers Week and mentions Zebec playing an active role on a high-level platform where critical topics such as technology, artificial intelligence, AI, and ethics were discussed. At this point, the question arises, why was Zebec included in such an important organization? Zebec, one of the projects aiming to build a bridge between traditional financial systems and blockchain-based solutions, particularly focuses on areas such as stablecoin policy, digital payment systems, and streaming payments. Stablecoin policies are currently on the radar of many governments and regulatory bodies around the world, as digital assets have the potential to reshape traditional financial structures. Zebec's participation in such a debate demonstrates that the project is taken seriously not just technically, but also at political and regulatory levels. The timing of this participation is also quite significant. At a time when regulatory frameworks in the crypto space are rapidly taking shape, Zebec's representation at this level in a global financial hub like the United Kingdom carries great importance for the project's future. Especially in the stablecoin sector, ongoing regulatory efforts will determine how projects can exist on a legal basis and become sustainable in the long run. Zebec's participation in the type of discussion clearly shows that the project has attracted the attention not only of investors but also of lawmakers. The event that Simon and Neil attended reportedly covered not only technical details but also ethical and societal impacts. This shows that Zebec's vision is not solely focused on profit and technology, but is also driven by a greater sense of social responsibility. Particularly the challenges, opportunities, and risks arising from the convergence of AI and blockchain technologies must be addressed not only from a technical perspective, but also from ethical and legal standpoints. Zebec's efforts to be a voice in these areas should be seen as a reassuring development for investors. The final sentence of the tweet, "Zebec is proud to be part of the government dialogue around stablecoin policy in the UK," demonstrates that the project is moving beyond being just an investment vehicle and is becoming a serious institutional actor. Sitting at the table with governments, lawmakers, and legal experts is something that very few crypto projects have achieved. Especially for projects that have never been represented at this level before, such developments increase community engagement and attract the attention of large investors. Because now, the issue is no longer just about price fluctuations, it's about the vision behind the projects, their governance model, and their ability to integrate into the global financial system. Zebec's invitation to the UK Parliament carries numerous positive messages for investors. First and foremost, it shows that the project is making strategically sound decisions, not just technical ones. Such diplomatic and regulatory engagement could help Zebec rank among the top projects as legal clarity continues to emerge. Projects that gain regulatory clarity attract much stronger capital inflows over time. This is because major funds prefer to invest in projects that comply with regulations, collaborate with governments, and have transparent governance mechanisms. In this context, Zebec gaining visibility in a country like the United Kingdom, known for its strong legal framework, has the potential to attract the attention of major European investment firms in the future. This could generate positive effects not only in terms of token price, but also in key metrics such as increased network usage, expanded partnerships, and community growth. On the other hand, the PR value of this development is extremely high. In the crypto world, trust is not solely built through technical infrastructure or price charts. Trust is also closely tied to how a project communicates, how it positions itself publicly, and who it is associated with. The fact that Zebec is now being talked about not just in Telegram groups or technical analysis charts, but also in the UK Parliament significantly elevates the project's reputation. Naturally, this positively impacts investor sentiment and creates optimistic expectations for price movements. Additionally, the connections made at such events can yield significant long-term benefits. Establishing relations with regulators early on makes it easier to overcome legal obstacles in the future. Zebec's open communication with regulators supports its recognition not just as a product provider, but also as a solution partner. This positioning could eventually lead to Zebec's inclusion in public projects, participation in state-backed initiatives, or playing an active role in building decentralized financial systems. Projects that gain trust in the global regulatory environment have a greater chance of becoming a long-term store of value in the eyes of investors. Zebec's diplomatic step not only motivates today's investors, but also increases its chances of appearing on institutional investors' radar. Therefore, the true meaning behind this tweet is not merely participation in an event, but a serious move towards becoming a stakeholder in the global financial system. Zebec is no longer just a crypto project, it is also a political actor, a technology stakeholder, and a participant in ethical discussions. This is one of the most important factors that sets it apart and makes it much more attractive for long-term investors. Many more people may soon become familiar with Zebec CBN.
Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.